when I was sitting at 250, when my stomach was overhanging my belt loop and I had a big belly, it was a desire of mine to be able to walk around all year round with a six pack and be six pack lean. Only issue was every time I would search the internet, how to get a six pack and core exercises and stuff like that. I almost hated doing every single core exercises they told me to do, and I didn't want to be the type of person to spam sit ups and crunches all day. But I successfully found a way to go from 250 to 177 and attain that six pack lean without doing any of those crazy core exercises that you guys see on Instagram or on social media or TikTok or wherever. In today's video, I'm going to break down a realistic guide that I actually use to actually help me get a six pack. And my whole goal here is to give it to you guys so you guys can do the stuff that actually works and not spend time trying all this goofy stuff out that's not going to get you any results, right? So without further ado, I'm going to hop right into it. Guys, again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jonathan. I went from 250 to 177. It took a lot of trial and tribulation, but I successfully found a way to lose this weight and to kind of keep it off and to stay six pack lean. So again, this guide is going to be for you guys because my whole goal here is just help other people help other people out to hit their goals. I don't know why I can't talk today. All right, so just to hop right into it. I don't want to avoid the obvious stuff, right? And the obvious stuff is that fat loss, the way to get your abs to show is to reduce the belly fat that's on us. And now we can't spot train fat, meaning that I can't tell my brain I burn the fat that's in my belly only just so I can, have a six pack. So it comes down to three core things. And I talk about this in all my other videos. Fat loss comes down to calories, how much we eat in a day, macros, what type of food we eat, protein, carbs, and fats, and activities, the type of activities that we do that's going to chisel the body and build the body that we all desire. Now, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you desire to have a shredded physique and to be walking around like that 24/7. So this is what this guy is going to talk about. When I say, six pack and shredded physique, that's what I'm referring to. So again, it comes down to those three principles. And, with fat loss, it comes down to the gym and it comes down to the food. Now, the food is the most important part. So, again, you want to make sure your calories are below your daily maintenance level. You want to make sure we're getting enough protein. What is enough protein? I always say just Google it. Google how much protein do I need if I am a 45-year-old man or a 35-year-old man, however old you are. How much protein do I need to learn, to lose weight, right? And then it give you a number. And then I would say add about another 40 grams to that and to give yourself that range. Okay, and as far as activities, that's the stuff I'm gonna get into right now because when I was heavier and I used to watch stuff on Instagram or YouTube and stuff like that, it'd be telling me to do these ab exercises. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm the type of person where I want to maximize my time in the gym, right? I want to get as much result out of as little work as possible. So I'm not the type of person that's going to lay a mat down and be doing crunches all day just to get abs. I'm not doing that. It's too much work. I don't like doing it. It's not realistic for me, right? So this is what I found, right? I got a lot of this information I got too from watching Athlete X in the earlier days when I was on a fat loss journey. And he always said this thing that stuck with me. He said, if you want to look like an athlete, you have to train like an athlete. So I made sure to switch all my whole workout regimen. I'm going to say it again. If you want to look like an athlete, you have to train like an athlete. And how do athletes train? He always said athletes train on their feet. So I made sure majority of the workouts that I did were standing compound movements. So what is a standing compound movement? You guys know compound movements is going to be like a squat, a deadlift, bench press, things of that nature. But I tried to make sure I was standing up when doing all these motions because they also had to engage your core. So when you're doing a squat, yeah, you're going to work your glutes, you're going to work your quads, but there's some core activation to keep you stabilized, right? Especially if you're going heavy enough, like you have to stabilize the bar and you don't want your lower back doing that work because that's how you can end up hurting yourself. Now, I'm not saying you have to go heavy because I don't go heavy, but what I'm saying is there's an aspect when you're doing squats that your core is engaged. Okay, so I would do standing exercises. So this is what a routine to look like to get a six pack, and do less work. Okay, so standing compound movements. So you could do a squat, you're engaging your core. Right at the squat, you can do a bent over row, barbell row. With a barbell, you also have to engage your core too to keep your body in that nice position when you're doing the barbell row. You can do a deadlift right after doing a barbell row. That also engages the core, right? Instead of right after the deadlift, instead of bench pressing, what I'm doing now is standing military press. I'm having the bar, bringing it down to the chest, and pushing it up. I'm telling you, after you go for reps, your core, you start to feel it in your core as well too. So you're engaging your core there, and then finish it up with leg raises. Okay, whether you do hanging from a pull-up bar or if your gym has that leg raise machine or contraption or whatever where you kind of just prop your body up there and you do leg raises, but the whole entire time your core is engaged. Okay, so if in terms of the activity to get you a six-pack, I don't recommend just laying down on the ground and spamming a bunch of like sit-ups. That's cool, you can do that, but like again, it's kind of a waste of time because my whole thing, it comes down to, you know, the food you eat. And if you can build, you're better off building a better physique doing compound movements, because then you're hitting all the muscle groups and you engage your core at the same exact time. So every workout is a core workout, and then you're working on core at the end. You know what I mean? You do that with a caloric deficit, you guarantee to see results. Point number 2 was the leg raises. So point number 1, standing compound movements. Point number 2, for that realistic routine, was to do leg raises. I don't like to spam sit-ups or any goofy exercise. The only exercise I do that's a direct like core isolation is leg raises. Whether you want to do it from a pull-up bar or just from a leg raise machine or whatever, that's how I do it. And the third tip would be just to get your daily steps in. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know I talk about this almost in every single video. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's to a point for me, I've built up a daily behavior for this. So there's times that I get my steps in twice a day. I got a treadmill here at the house. So like if I go to the gym, I go to the gym, do my workout routine, the same standing exercise routine I just talked about. I do some variation of that. I walk for 37 to 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes. I go to work for the day because I do that in the morning. I come home. I may walk flat on the treadmill at the house while watching, you know, something on Netflix, just to add to the daily steps, on top of being in the caloric deficit, on top of having enough protein, on top of doing these exercises. So you see how, like with this, there's no way you can do all this and not get a result. There's no way. And I was gonna label this how to get a six-pack in like 3 months, but that'd have been real disingenuous. But it would have gave you guys a real good foundation. Anybody watching this, a real good foundation to get fat loss results within 3 months. Obviously, if you're going from like 35% body fat to trying to go to 10% body fat, that's not going to happen in 3 months. But this right here, these 3 things that I just talked about, standing compound movements, doing leg raises for your core exercises, and then walking along with tracking your food and your nutrition, you're guaranteed, like it's almost impossible for you not to get results. Like that's so, you're putting so much work into the fat loss goal that it'd be unreasonable for you not to have results. It'd be unreasonable for you not to have results. There's nobody who can do all these things and like, yeah, it's just not working for me. Then I say, okay, you're probably drinking butter at like midnight, you get what I mean, before you go to bed, or you're sleepwalking and stuffing a bunch of sweets. Because there's no way caloric deficit, you know what I mean? We're doing all these compound movements, so we're hitting all the muscle groups, which is burning more calories still. We've been walking afterwards, or doing leg raises for core, and then we're getting all the steps in. There's no way that you guys would not have a result. Guys, it's really just that simple. It's really just those 4 things that I broke down. Food, tracking the calories, macros, and making sure that we are in our protein goal within our calorie limits. And then for the exercises, you want to focus on the compound movements, leg raises. Again, like it's just that simple. So guys, I hope this helps. This is a realistic guy. I do all this stuff here. Again, I went from looking like this to looking like this, and I still continue to do it because there's still points in my physique that I'm still trying to go. You know what I mean? I want to see more muscle definition. I want to see the veins on the stomach. I want to go for it all. I want to take the whole cake. You know what I mean? So guys, I hope this helps. This is just a real practical video, but apply this to whatever you got going on, and I guarantee you're going to see results if you put in the effort. So peace. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.